Hello, my name is Dr. Carlo, and I welcome you to my channel today. If this is your first time of joining us, it's nice to meet you. I'm going to talk about something that has been a burden in my heart, and I want to use this opportunity to speak to my younger colleagues, those who are in medical school, nursing school, those who are in med lab science, and in fact, all the science related courses, even the art related courses. The reason I want to make this video is because over the years I've been in the UK, I've found out something that is very troubling to me. And I think that I need to relate this to my younger colleagues to help them in their preparation to becoming global academics or global researchers. I know there's this, there's this rush to travel abroad, and there's this drove for people to want to study in universities in the Western world. Yes, people are thinking of Japan. It's no longer in news. But with that, things have also become very competitive. Getting admissions into universities, becoming a researcher, or even doing a master's or doing a PhD, all of those have become very competitive. And there's something I have seen that has made the difference for people who prepared well before embarking on that journey. That is, they've got a lot of research papers out there for them. I can cite three examples of why our people, or people from my own background who studied in Africa, are not really measuring up well when it comes to competing for things like scholarship, competing for master's degree program or PhD or anything that requires research to get you to where you want to get to. And one of those is what we are not always prepared from medical school or from our undergraduate days. And that has affected a lot of us. I can cite three examples why I'm making this video. One of those examples is I recently had a conversation with one of my senior friends, and what we were talking about was about how to secure a PhD, a clinical PhD, or even a PhD with stipend. And one of the things that stood out from what he told me was that if you don't have enough publications, it's going to be difficult for you to appear very competitive. Reason is because those other colleagues who are going to be applying with you, they already have a lot of publications to their names. They might be first authors or they might be second authors too. So a number of publications. And in that case, if you don't have any of those publications, you're not going to be measuring up well with them. You're not going to be competing with them. So that's the first example. The second example, it's over the last 2 years, I've been in the space of trying to help people to secure a position for academic clinical fellowship. These are for doctors who want to do both their clinical training, specialty training, as well as do some research capacity building alongside their clinical training. One of the distinguishing factors for even getting shortlisted is the number of papers you've published. And at times I find myself that my hands are tied because I can't help people from our background so much because they've got no papers, no research, no output of any sort. Mind you, it's not their fault, really. It's the way the background or the situation we find ourselves or where we're coming from, how it is structured. Medical students or science students are not really they are not really supported to publish what they have done. So you find out that you might be well and doing, you might be skilled, talented in other areas, but because you cannot evidence your research capacity or research activities through publications, then it's difficult for you to be shortlisted, even for the ACF. what a wasted opportunity. The next example that just happened last week, I was in a panel that interviewed house officers, they call them foundation doctors, who were going through the specialist foundation program. The specialist foundation program is the type of foundation program where people have the opportunity to go through either research or education or leadership. That's a special type in the UK, and I had the opportunity to be involved as as one of the panelists to interview the candidates. From my observation, there were other criteria to being shortlisted, but I noted that people who scored highly had more papers, and people who had no papers or who have not published, who had not done anything around whatever, say, poster presentation or presentation or even abstract presentation, they didn't have the chance to score as highly as those who have evidenced their research activities through those publications. So this has made me begin to think, how do we help our younger colleagues who are still in their medical school days? And I remember that in med school, we had this opportunity to do projects. So in your fifth year med school, you are given the opportunity, for instance, where I trained, you're given the opportunity to do a community medicine project where you are to do either questionnaire-based research or do interview-based research, all those sort of primary research. But what happens to that? It ends up as a project and it's filed in the department. It doesn't go beyond that. I don't even know where my mind is now, but I know I was involved in that. Knowing what I know now, I could have published that. So if you're in medical school, if you're in nursing school, if you're in med lab training, whatever medical specialty you are in, this is your opportunity, and you're still in medical school, this is opportunity to transform that project you're doing to a paper. There are journals in Nigeria that you can publish. There are journals in other parts of Africa you can publish. You can even publish in other Western journals. It doesn't take so much to publish those things, just a little more efforts and a little more guidance. And if you're a medical student or if you're still an undergraduate and you're looking for any support on how to publish, you can get in touch with me and you can get in touch with other people who are in that space to support you. This will really help you. I must be sincere. This will really help you because when it is time for you to now begin to make these applications and you're going to be competing with other students, you find out that you have a place, you have an evidence to compete with others. For instance, folks in the UK, while they are still in medical school, they do what is called intercalated studies. So they could, from medical school, do international health, do some masters. Some of the candidates we interviewed were already doing masters in in medical research. They call it MRes. So how will you be able to compete with them? I want to end by saying that if the system and the structures we have in our environment cannot support you, you can do something about it. You can go out of your way. Look at your seniors or your supervisors or your lecturers. There are some of them who are research active or who might likely support you. Take these things further. Don't just do your project and allow it to gather dust or to just tick off the box that you've done a project. No. If you have any project you're doing, please try to move further than just submitting the project. Also publish it. And for those of my colleagues and friends or mentees who are already doing their masters, please don't allow your master's dissertation to just end as a dissertation. Go further to publish, please. I beg you in the name of the Lord, go further to publish. If there is a way this video can reach everybody, every medical student, every other student that is doing masters now, who is interested in the research space, who is interested to apply for highly competitive fellowships, whether it's PhD, masters, or whatever fellowship it is that require you to have published, please send this video to them and let them begin to do something now. It does take some time to really publish. So before you're ready to start publishing or before you're ready to start your application, you need to have started all these things in process. And remember, you can always be supported. Get in touch and let's see how we can support each other so that we can move further. You can be competitive. You have all it takes to take all these important and highly competitive posts. But if you are not prepared, how can you be helped? I'm going to end this video here, but I want you to share this video to everyone who would benefit from it, and see you in my next video. Thank you very much. Bye for now.